Lexington Senior Center is celebrating a milestone. Deadly falls, they were around every corner, but they can be prevented. And war heroes are getting a new place of honor in Lexington. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. One of the coolest places in Lexington requires you to be 60 or older to get in. I'm talking about Lexington Senior Center. This gathering place for the arts, exercise, and friendship just celebrated its 1-year anniversary in the new location. We were at the celebration.
You all know it was exactly 1 year ago that we were celebrating the opening of the Senior Center. And here we are 1 year later celebrating that first year anniversary. I want to welcome council members. Now Commissioner Ford's already mentioned it, but we've got 2 council members here, Susan Lamb and Fred Brown. Let's give them a big hand. They are everywhere I go. Everywhere. Sometimes I feel like we could get a quorum with just the 2 of them here. You know, last year we predicted, and Christy was at the forefront of this prediction. Sally, Christy, Sean, Martha were at the forefront of predicting that our seniors would really enjoy this place, and today the numbers tell that story. How many do you all think? Have you any guess of how many are now participating? New members participating since it was open. Any guess? Somebody come on.
6,000.
How many?
3,000.
3,000. I heard 500. I heard 3,000. It goes for 3,000. Yes, 3,000. And really, so much tribute, so much honor, so much praise, so much appreciation and thanks goes to Christy Stambaugh and her staff, Sean Wright and Martha Duncan. Let's give them a big hand. You know, you can always tell when a big heart and a really thoughtful head go into something, and that's what we got here with Christy and her staff, and we all appreciate it. In 2015, about 93 seniors came to the old center each day, and today that number is right at 300, 297. It's pretty close to 300, isn't it? That is a big deal. There's a lot more to do here today, as you all know, averaging 20 classes a day, and there are more opportunities to access the services that are needed through our social workers. And finally, there are more changes to come. We're improving the walking trail in the park that serves the center and the surrounding neighborhoods as well. So I want to thank all the seniors who are here today. You know that we want to continue to listen to you and to everyone who uses the center. We're here for you. This is your center, and we want to know what we can do to make it better. Continuous improvement all the time.
How many of you were here last year when we cut the ribbon for this place? Show of hands. Oh, that is so wonderful to see. We have all of our people that came to us from Nicholasville Road, and then we have nearly 3,000 more. Well, we definitely have 3,143 new friends. So just since I did my report, we're already really close to 3,200 new seniors. We're averaging 109 seniors a day. So when I made that report to give to the mayor's office, it was like the end of August. So we've had 67 seniors join the center just in the past 2 weeks, not even, because we were off for a day, right? For the holiday. So we know the place is booming. We are so thankful that you continue to come here every day and join us. We know you have other choices, but probably this is the best we have, right? I have to say that our staff, our administration, Chris's support, the mayor's support, council support, Jessica Geese is here because Bill Farmer could not be here. He's our council member for the district. Anything we need, they can help us out with that. And Sally Hamilton is probably the smartest woman I know, and it was thanks to her that all of this really came together. And she couldn't be with us here today, but I just needed to shout out to the world how much she means to us. So that's all I have. Now I want to introduce to you one of my favorite people in the government. It's Monica Conrad. She's the Director of Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you all for having me here today. Certainly Parks and Recreation is so proud of the Senior Center and all of our improvements to Idlehour Park. And I want to tell you about an initiative that we are unveiling today. Christy, along with our grants writer for Parks and Recreation, Suzanne Leiby, Anessa Snowden, who handles our Parks and Recreation Therapeutic Recreation Division, worked together to get a livability grant from AARP for the Idlehour Senior Center and the parks. So the grant award of $10,000 will be used for two purposes. We'll install accessible benches along the trail in Idlehour Park, and the benches will be positioned in a U-shaped conversational which fosters social interaction and ease of communication. It'll also be a great rest spot when you're going around the trail to sit down and have a rest after you've traversed the Idlehour Trail. The second purpose of the grant is the construction of raised garden beds. And the gardens, herbs, vegetable, and flower gardens will be built near here at the juncture of the park and the senior center. Seniors can utilize anyone with mobility issues or walkers will have great access to the beds. They'll be standing, so they're certainly much easier than being on your knees and going up and down. In our parks, Therapeutic Recreation uses the Senior Center kitchen, actually. Christy's very generous with us and allows us to use that for our cooking classes. Our students and participants will be able to use those herbs in their cooking classes, as well as we'll be using those for the Senior Center. Finally, Breckenridge Elementary students frequently join the Senior Center in current pursuits, and they'll have enhanced gardening opportunities, which will encourage cross-generational relationships and demonstrating that farm-to-table concept to urban children. I cannot thank you all, the Neighborhood Association, Christy here at the Senior Center, for all the work that you have done to bring this to fruition. I see Joyce back there, who we worked closely with from facilities as well. One last thing, I know that the neighborhood and the Senior Center has been wanting to know when our lights are coming in on the trail. We anticipate that construction to start on Monday, September 25th. So very soon we will be seeing those come in. That certainly will allow for extended use of that trail, improved lighting and security as well.
For more information about the Senior Center, you can visit the Social Services page. It's on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 fall each year, resulting in broken bones, hospitalization, or even death. So to help combat this number, the Senior Center in Lexington is hosting a Fall Prevention Awareness Day. It's going to be on September 22nd. The event will feature speakers, medical professionals, and others who will help educate the public on how to prevent falls, especially in the home.
We're going to have several different folks there doing different assessments. One is a balance assessment, one will be a vision assessment, and another will be an environmental assessment to determine if there's risks at the home. I might suggest taking some pictures of your home environment if you have a concern that there might be some fall hazards at home. There'll be lots of folks there to help assess those kinds of things. So overall, I think it'll be a good experience, and hopefully we'll be able to educate as many people as we can.
The September 22nd event is open to the public. People over the age of 60 and their caretakers are especially encouraged to attend. For more information about the festival and the Social Services Department, you can visit the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. And coming up after the break, we'll give you a look at how Lexington is honoring Korean War veterans.
We have more miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all our streams catch water directly from storm sewers on our streets. When someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main, it could end up in Town Branch. Don't trash the Bluegrass.
Hello, I'm Detective Mark Thomas with the Lexington Police Department. You may also know me from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about a new texting system that we have available through any smartphone. In the body of your message, you can text LexPD plus your tip to crimes. When you're submitting anonymous information, we ask that you include several things that would help us conduct the investigations more thoroughly, such as a person's name, their home address, possible license plate numbers, any other people involved, or why you think that they're conducting the type of activity that you believe that they are. All of those things, no matter how small you believe they could be, are relevant to the investigation. So please include those. So remember, you can send your anonymous tip information either through text, you can call the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers anonymous tip line at 859-253-2020, or you can go online to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. Thank you.
Cigarette butts are Lexington's #1 most littered item. Don't trash the Bluegrass.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Lexington's Veterans Park just unveiled a new memorial dedicated to service members who fought in the Korean War. The memorial is the latest addition to monuments that honor veterans across our nation's history.
I'm Jerry McCandless. I'm a Korean War veteran. And today is very special for veterans and era veterans of Korea. Many folks don't understand the significance of the 38th parallel. It represented then and now the crossing point between North Korea and South Korea. Kentucky has become the 11th state to commemorate the 38th parallel passing through their state. In June of 1950, when the North Koreans crossed the 38th parallel, invading South Korea, it touched off the Korean War. During the fighting of that war, the 38th parallel was crossed and recrossed 4 times by the Allies and North Koreans. Korea has been referred to as the Accordion War, and regrettably also the Forgotten War. We're thankful to the state of Kentucky, the Highway Department, the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, and on behalf of all Korean veterans and Korean era veterans for commissioning this sign to help assure that it no longer is the Forgotten War. Assuredly, all of us, not a day goes by that the veterans on that time don't think and remember. Also, I want to give thanks to the Korean War Veterans Association and the Marine Corps League Detachment 729 for generously donating the funds to complete this memorial sign. I'm especially grateful to Kelly Hogan for taking the initiative to make this sign a reality. It just would not have happened without her commitment. Thank you, Kelly. I saw General Silverthorne here today, and as a young Marine, I served under his grandfather. Also, General Silverthorne's father and 2 uncles were Marines in Korea. The woman who's going to unveil the sign with me today is LaVon Barley, and she's the widow of Marine Staff Sergeant Tom Barley, a Chosin Reservoir survivor and a past member of both the Korean War Veterans Association and the Marine Corps League number 729. I thank all of you for coming here and helping us remember what we don't want to forget.
Now, Juanita Davis and myself will unveil the monument. I would ask you all to stand. They can stand. We rehearsed this.
Well, thank all of you, especially the veterans. Thank you for everything you all did for us, and also I want to. This day really means a lot to me because my uncle served in the Korean War, and I never forgot the Korean War because he always told me what happened and where we came from and where we are today. And I want to commend a few other people for putting this together. Monica Conrad and Park for that. Also, we have a couple council members that just came with us, Angela Evans and James Brown. And we really honored to get to help out with this statue, and I met with you guys about a month ago, and when you meet with Marines and they say they need something, you listen to them. So we were able to get this up pretty quick. I want to thank you for everything, but we do have a proclamation, and I have the Vice Mayor Kay will be glad to present that to you all. And
it's a great honor and a privilege for me to be here this afternoon. Like Councilmember Maloney, I had one of my uncles, my older uncle served in World War II. I had one uncle who served in Korea, and actually he was stationed at Fort Knox at one time, and he always wanted to remind me about that. But I thank all of you for being out here today. I thank all of the people who work so hard to make this possible. And I will now read the proclamation from the mayor. And I don't know. So, he regrets not being here, but this says, Korean War Memorial Day. I, Jim Gray, Mayor of Lexington, in celebration of the members of the Korean War Veterans Association, Chapter 219, as we dedicate the Korean War Memorial on Lexington's Veterans Park Memorial Walk, and in recognition of those who died in service to their country during the Korean War, do hereby declare September 17, 2017, Korean War Memorial Day in Lexington.
Ladies and gentlemen, this don't get no better. We want to thank the city, the Parks Recreation, and everybody that helped us get this monument up. They've done an excellent job, and I think we need to give them a hand.
I'm especially proud to be here, and I'm especially proud to represent all 331,000 veterans of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. But it's not about them today, it's about those of you who served in the Korean War. My father was a World War II veteran. I have a special connection now with Korea, as my son and daughter-in-law are currently serving in Korea. So it means a lot to me to be here today. I especially want to say thank you to the City of Lexington, Vice Mayor and Mayor Gray, for your renewed interest in veterans information and affairs that are going on. Quite realistically, for quite some time prior to his administration, the veterans activities have kind of fallen off the table, but this group here has done a great deal to bring veterans back to the forefront, and so you can get the recognitions you so richly deserve, you and all your counterparts who served with you. Here in Kentucky, the Korean War is not the forgotten war. And what we're doing here today to establish this monument and put these signs out on the highway for the 38th parallel will continue to guarantee that those of you who have fought, served, and been so loyal to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, United States of America, to serve your country will not be forgotten. I want to say I personally thank you on behalf of Governor Bevin, who, as you know, is a veteran, as well as our Lieutenant Governor, Janine Hampton. It's my honor and my privilege to be here today to greet with you and see this great event take place. God bless you, God bless this city, and God bless this great nation.
During the coming months, the memorial will continue to grow. Benches, landscaping, and an educational sign about the new memorial will be added to its memorial walk. Kids in Lexington won't need the water hose, a backyard sprinkler, or have to run through the city fountains anymore. That's because Lexington now has a Sprayground. Mayor Jim Gray joined other city officials as the ribbon was cut at the new water feature at Masterson Station Park.
Our new Sprayground has over a dozen spray features, including a giant dump bucket and water cannons. So when we think about these spray grounds, just a little bit of history on them, they are very efficient and they low maintenance alternative to pools. And they can stay open longer than our pools. So there's a lot of benefits to the spray grounds. And this is the first of 4 of our public spray grounds that we are planning. The others will be at Jacobson, Douglas, and Castlewood parks, and we plan to open them next summer. If the weather stays warm, however, we may be able to use Jacobson for a couple of weeks this year.
It is an honor and a pleasure to be part of this ribbon-cutting ceremony for Lexington's first of 4 permanent spray grounds to be completed here in Lexington. Back in my day, I can remember having the hose in the backyard. It was more like mud than water. And so I'm sure the kids of today, these kids will have a lot more fun.
With over 100 parks in our community, continued enhancements to our parks and play spaces improve the quality of life for residents, strengthen our city's neighborhoods, and preserve and enhance our environment for generations to come. This Sprayground complements our recent playground and picnic pavilion addition at Masterson Station Park. The space will increase opportunities for physical activity. They'll connect children and families to the wonders of nature through their local park. No matter how hot it gets, and it's a little hot today, people of all ages can enjoy splashing in these colorful, imaginative water amenities. We invite you to get out and play. Enjoy this Sprayground from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., spring to fall, and tell us what you think about it. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram.
1, 2, 3. All right. All right. Now y'all ready to go back in the water?
For more information about Lexington's parks, you can visit their page at lexingtonky.gov. We've got several televised meetings this week, including a special meeting of the Planning and Public Safety Committee, the Environmental Quality and Public Works Committee, and the Council Work Session. All of that's on Tuesday. You can watch all of these meetings live, as well as our other programming on Lex TV, channel 185, or online at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV. Well, that's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or you can get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cams on the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.